Okay, students, today we are going to just have 9th class today, and in this particular class we will be just dealing with the grammar. First topic of 9th class in grammar portion will be the tense. So I will be just starting tense. In earlier classes, I mean in class 8th, you have already studied about this particular topic. Tense, as you know that it is a period of time, short period of time is called tense. There are three parts of this particular topic. As we know that first one is present tense, present, second one is past, and third one is future tense. Since we all people belongs to the Hindi medium family, and Hindi is the language that is spoken in our family, so when you tried and when you speak this particular English, I mean in English, first of all the thoughts comes in your mind in Hindi. So you used to just translate those Hindi sentences into English, and a little bit hesitation starts for the beginners. So we have to just go through the that particular basic points. We will be just taking it English as well as Hindi grammar both, because it is based on Hindi sentences. We have to convert Hindi sentences into English sentences, then only we will be able to just understand that what will be changes and how it will be changed and the different part of this particular topic. First of all, I would like to take present tense. Present tense, dear, you know that in Hindi, how we can just know that this sentence belongs to present or not? At the end of the sentence, hai, ho, hu aata hai. Otherwise, in English, if you are talking in English, the helping verb of this particular tense, helping verb of this tense is, am, are, has, have, do, does, has been, have been. These are the helping verbs of this particular tense that will be coming in different parts of this present tense. But if a sentence contains one of them, either is, am, are, has, have, do, does, has been, have been, it shows that that particular sentence will be from present one, because these are the helping verb that belongs to present tense. In present tense, when we talk about this particular topic, it is also it can be divided into four parts. The first one is present indefinite. Present indefinite. Present indefinite. Second one is present continuous, third one is present perfect, and fourth one is present perfect continuous. But we are going to talk about this first part, the part of present tense. This is the present indefinite. Some people use it as a simple present. Simple present and present indefinite both are different things. Simple present, if I would like to explain, simple present means this is a cow. These type of sentences comes in simple present, but in particular tense, I mean in present indefinite, four types of sentences will be involved in this. The first one is affirmative sentence. Now look here. It is sentence, not tense. Present tense has four parts. The first part of present tense is present indefinite, and in present indefinite there are four types of sentences that are contained by this particular tense. So what is the formula to just translate affirmative sentence? So first of all, we will be using the formula like mathematics. Subject plus verb first plus s or es and plus object, and that's done. For example, I am writing a sentence. Sita reads a book. Look here. Sita reads a book. Sita is the subject here. Read is the verb here. S and or es is just added here. And a book is the object. Now, why I am using here as? We have just written here in the formula that either s or es will be added in the very first form of the verb. So where we will be using s and where we will be using es, it all depends there. Look at the verb first. If the verb, first of all, if the subject is singular, then we need to add either s or es. Make it clear. Es and s will be only added when the subject is singular, and if the subject is not singular, no need to just join either s or es. But suppose that the subject is singular and we have to just add either s or es, where we will be using s and where we will be using es. So for the addition of s or es, it all depends the last letter of the verb. If the last letter of the verb is a vowel, last letter of the verb is vowel. I mean either a, e, I, o, u, or th, sh, ph, kh, double s, etc. Then only we have to add es. Here only, if the last letter of the verb contains the letter from the either vowel or ph, sh, kh, double s, ch, like this, etc., then only we have to add what? Es. Look here, this particular word in read, D is the last letter and D does not belong to either from these. That's why s is added. First of all, make it clear where we will be using s or es in the verb. So first of all, the subject should be singular one, and in the singular subject, s or es is added in the verb. Now the question is arising where we will be using s in the verb and where we will be using es, because we are in dilemma. S and es both are written. So very simple, if the subject is singular and the last letter of the verb is either a, e, I, o, u, vowel, th, sh, ph, kh, double s, ch, then only we need to add es, otherwise we will be using s. Is it clear? Where we will be using s or where we will be adding es in the verb form. Two things we have to be very sure while translating this particular present indefinite affirmative sentence. The subject must be singular, then only s or es will be applicable. If the subject is singular, where we are going to add s, where we are going to add es. So it all depends the last letter of the verb. The last letter of the verb, if the last letter of the verb is either a, e, I, o, u, or ch, th, sh, ph, kh, double s, then only we will be adding es. For example, I am writing here Ram goes to market. Goes to market. Now look here. Ram is the singular subject. Sita is the singular subject. Here I am using s here. Here I am using es. Why I am using es? Because of the last letter. What is the last letter of the verb? O. O belongs to vowel. So if the last letter of the verb is either a, e, I, o, u or th, ph, sh, whatever I have written here, so many things you have to note it down, then only you will be adding es, otherwise there is no need. And one thing is very simple. If such type of sentence is coming, anywhere, either in newspaper, either in your book, that verb is containing a yes or es. Blindly you can say that this sentence belongs to present indefinite, and in present indefinite it is affirmative sentence. This is the main characteristic of this particular affirmative sentence of present indefinite. So I think you must have just got it. Once again I am repeating. In present indefinite there are 4 parts. First part contains 4 type of sentence is being contained by this particular present indefinite. The first type of sentence is affirmative sentence. In case of affirmative sentence, what we are going to do? So first of all we will be writing subject, then verb, then s or es. If it is needed, then only we will be adding s or es, then object, and then full stop. The sentence will be completed. Now the second thing I would like to just affirmative, after affirmative we will be using the second type of sentence that is contained by, mind it, we take it seriously, and you must be having a paper and pen with you so that you can note it down, because I will be just giving you 10 sentences as homework. So you have to be very serious, and that homework will be submitted by you in time so that we can just correct it, and your notebook will be also demanded from you people on a particular day. It will be informed later on. So you have to note it down. Don't make a joke that okay, online classes is going on and we are just watching, and it's the duty of sir, and they will be just teaching me. I am not going to do anything. 50% effort will be done from our side, and 50% effort will be done from your side. Then only we will be able to do something. Otherwise there is no need of such type of class. So make it sure that what is going on, it must be noted by you, and you must be doing it carefully. The second type of sentence that is contained by present indefinite is negative sentence. Negative sentence, that is nakaratmak vakya in Hindi. Negative sentence. It is also having a particular individuality of this particular sentence. Look here, in tense, the major part is present, past, future. Each part contains 4 indefinite, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous, and that particular either present indefinite, it contains 4 type of sentences. So if we multiply, we need to go through 53 types of sentences to learn about the tense. If you have a command over 53 types of formula, it's very huge, but when you will go through in a proper way, it's very simple. Now negative sentence, I am going to talk about negative sentence of present indefinite. First sentence was affirmative sentence. I have already written the formula of affirmative sentence. Now I am going to just take negative sentence that is contained by present indefinite. So what is the formula? First, subject plus do oblique does plus not plus verb first plus object, and then full stop. Now mind it, one can just understand and find it out very easily that this sentence belongs to present indefinite negative sentence only by having this do not or does not. Same thing, my dear, as we were just adding s or es here in the affirmative sentence, same thing is here. With singular subject, does not will be applicable. With plural subject, do not will be applicable. In spoken language, so many mistakes and so many wrong grammar is just going to be done. So don't take it don't take it seriously, because in the written English that is not applicable. For example, if you watch the commentary of cricket match, the commentator used to speak like this: it's Tendulkar. It's Tendulkar. In grammar we used to teach that okay, it is a subject that is used for the non-living thing. But the speaker is speaking first class. How it's Tendulkar, that's good, that's lovely ball, what a shot, that's 4 run. Means he is not doing justice with English grammar, that particular commentator whosoever is speaking. But we are able to understand it and we are clapping for that because we don't bother about the grammar. But while giving you, while you are writing something, it is very important. If your grammar portion is not correct, you are not having a proper knowledge of grammar, your written language will be the bogus one, meaningless, that will not be making a proper sense. So you have to be very serious while, because all the answers you must be writing on the notebook, and that notebook will be checked by the teachers, and whatever will be written by you, that will be only read by that particular person, and that will be making a sense or not. It depends whether you are grammatically correct, then only you will be given good marks. So be serious about what is going on here. Subject, formula of the negative sentence, subject plus do not or does not, plus verb. Now there will be now no need to just add either s or es here in the case of negative sentence of present indefinite. So s and es is only applicable where? Present indefinite affirmative sentence. Now the sentence I am forming here, they do not eat Maggie. Now listen, it is a plural subject, not singular subject. That's why do not is coming. Eat is the verb here, Maggie is object whatsoever. Now second sentence, Dinesh does not know me. Dinesh does not know me. Now Dinesh is singular subject, that's why does not is coming. The my focus is only over where do not is coming, where does not is coming. But because rest of the things is just written here. Subject like a mathematics formula. Subject, do not, does not, verb first form and object. So you have to place all these things. Dinesh is the subject, does not is the helping verb, no is the main verb, me object. So you have to go through all these things. Then the negative, after negative sentence, there is the third part of this particular tense is the interrogative sentence. Now I am rubbing it. And present indefinite is written as simple present. I don't know, I can't just fight with that particular writer because it has written in the book, so I am sorry, I can't do anything because my point of view is different. Simple tense, simple present and present indefinite both are south and north. But people used to say that simple present is the simple one. I am also making sometimes having conversation with other people, and if they are, he or she is just telling that simple present and present indefinite both are same, I also used to say okay, because why should I go to fight with them? Now listen. Now the third one is interrogative. Present, first of all present indefinite, interrogative. Sentence. We are all the time talking about sentence. The tense was this one, present indefinite. We are talking about sentence. First, affirmative sentence. Second, negative sentence. Third, interrogative sentence. Now, in Hindi or in English, two types of interrogative sentences are spoken and written. For example, in Hindi I can say, क्या कर रहा है? क्या खाते हो? क्या पीते हो? क्या क्या लिख रहा है? It means that if the beginning, if the sentence is interrogative and it starts in Hindi with kya, अगर सेंटेंस क्या है, इंट्रोगेटिव है, और वो क्या से शुरू हो रहा है, वो किससे शुरू हो रहा है, क्या से, तो उसका फॉर्मूला होगा कि आप क्या करिए, इंट्रोगेटिव वर्ड लगाइए, डू या डज से स्टार्ट होगा। किससे स्टार्ट होगा, डू या डज से। देन आफ्टर सब्जेक्ट, देन आफ्टर वर्ब फर्स्ट, देन आफ्टर ऑब्जेक्ट एंड देन आफ्टर क्वेश्चन मार्क। पहला तरीका तो जैसे क्या खाता है, क्या पढ़ते हो, हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू जस्ट मेक इट, क्या पढ़ते हो, डू यू स्टडी, डू यू स्टडी, देन आफ्टर क्वेश्चन मार्क, डू यू स्टडी, क्या तुम कोजी किड्स में पढ़ते हो, सेंटेंस विल बी द डिफरेंट वन। ओके, English is something different language, it is an adapted language, so you can't translate exactly, you have to take the sense, you have to understand the meaning of that particular sentence, then only the translation or spoken English will be stronger one. For example, if someone is, I am just telling you, in Hindi it is a very appropriate, तुम गधे के बाप हो, किसी को गालियां देना है, बुरा बोलना है, तो आप बोल सकते हो कि तुम गधे के बाप हो, बट व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू ट्रांसलेट इट, यू कांट स्पीक दैट यू आर द फादर ऑफ डंकी, दिस इज द रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट, रॉन्ग इंग्लिश, इट मीन्स दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू आर द ग्रेटेस्ट फूल, सो यू हैव टू मेक द सेंस, you have to understand the sense. Now if the sentence is interrogative and the interrogative is just word is in between the sentence, जैसे राम कब नहीं घर जाता है या राम कहाँ रहता है, तो interrogative word is coming in between of the sentence, तो उसके लिए सबसे पहले हम क्या लगाएंगे, interrogative word, then after do the or does, again I am just telling you, it all depends on subject, do or does depend on subject, singular subject does will be coming, plural subject do will be coming, so do or does, then after remaining rest of the part will be same one, subject plus verb first plus object and then question mark. For example, why do you eat banana? Why do you eat banana? तुम केले क्यों खाते हो? तुम केले क्यों खाते हो? क्यों वर्ड इंट्रोगेटिव है, कहाँ आया है, सेंटेंस के बीच में। तो जब सेंटेंस के बीच में आएगा कोई भी इंट्रोगेटिव वर्ड, उसको सबसे पहले लिखना है। तो सबसे पहले क्या आ गया, इंट्रोगेटिव वर्ड क्या आया था, क्यों, वाई, उसके बाद सेम थिंग, यू है, प्लूरल सब्जेक्ट है, डू आएगा, वाई डू यू ईट बनाना। नाउ अब अगर इसी को तीसरा या चौथा सेंटेंस कह सकते हैं, इंट्रोगेटिव नेगेटिव सेंटेंस। इंट्रोगेटिव सेंटेंस है विद नेगेटिव वर्ड, इंट्रोगेटिव नेगेटिव sentence, same thing, same formula will be applicable, only no or not will be coming in between subject and verb. I am writing the same thing. For example, interrogative word plus do or does plus subject plus not. Sometimes no will be also applicable. I will later on, I will be just telling, I will be explaining what is difference between no and not. Plus subject, verb first, then object, and then question mark. Interrogative word do or does, subject, not or no. It's very important that you must be having the proper knowledge of no and not. So many things are very basic. Your basics must be clear. Not is a negative word and no is sometimes behaves like a negative sentence. So most of the time, I mean more than 99% not will be coming. And then verb first form and then object. I am writing a sentence of this particular sentence. How does he break the chair? वह कुर्सी कैसे तोड़ता है? How does he not? सॉरी निगेटिव बनाना था. How does he not break the chair? वो कुर्सी कैसे नहीं तोड़ता है? Okay, so I think I have just given you the detailed study of the present indefinite tense, and again I am just having a recap of all these things. In present indefinite tense is the part of present tense. First son, you can say first son of present tense. It has also 4 types of sentences. First one is affirmative sentence, second one is negative sentence, third one is interrogative sentence, and fourth one is interrogative negative sentence. The only difference between interrogative and interrogative negative is only not will be coming in between subject and verb. Then it becomes interrogative negative. Now, for example, suppose that homework, you can note it down. Ram eats mango. You have to make it negative. They do not go there. You have to make it interrogative negative. Interrogative negative. Third one, Radha sings very well. Interrogative with when. Fourth, Kamla does not read history. Affirmative. Fifth, they do which when do they complete their work. Negative. So these are the 5 sentences. You have to convert it. Then only we will be, since I am not having the book, from tomorrow I will be having your either course book. So I will be just starting your course. First chapter will be just starting from tomorrow. So make it sure that you must be having a proper notebook and pencil or pen, so that you can note it down easily, and the work will be completed by you. If you are not completing your work and not submitting, it doesn't matter, then it will be meaningless. So our all efforts will be in vain. We will not be able to get anything. Okay, thank you very much.